friends, how's it going? My name is Joy and this is an Joy. Today's reading is going to be one where we dive into the question of what is hidden. And we're doing this out of me learning the more traditional Visconti-Sforza tarot. So yeah, we have 3 piles for you to choose from today. This is pile 1, this is pile 2, and then this is pile 3. I'll do a close-up on each one. So pile 1 is the Shiva Lingam. Pile 2 is this pyrite or fool's gold. And pile 3 is this blue calcite. You can always pause here to meditate on your pile. If not, timestamps will be listed down below. As always, I will see you there. Hi pile 1, if you've chosen this Shiva Lingam, then this is your pile. I'm just gonna set it off to the side. Great, okay. So we're diving into the question of what is hidden. And we're gonna use the Visconti Tarot deck today to uncover what is hidden from your life. So without further ado, we're gonna get into it. Okay. So there are 5 cards that will be shown in a certain spread. We're going to do the first layer, which is the surface, the second layer, which is how things change, the third layer is the mysterious side, the fourth layer, the final layer, and then the 5th layer of hope. Okay, so what is hidden for my pile number 1s? Let's get the surface. All right, Divine Source, tune me into my pile number 1s and get the surface as the situation appears to be its best surroundings without obscurities. What is the first layer? The surface layer of gold, the layer that the situation appears to be. What does the situation appear to be? Thank you. Okay, so you have the Queen of Pentacles. The situation appears to be as the Queen of Pentacles. All right. We're gonna go through the second layer, the silver layer, how things change through attention and reflection. So how do things change through attention and reflection? That's a lot of cards, so we're just gonna choose the first one. You have the 4 of Swords. All right, we're gonna go through the third layer, the bronze layer, how the mysterious side carrying delusion and deception is brought to light. So how is the delusion brought to light? Oh, okay. You have the Star in reverse. You have the final layer, gold. How the essence of things good and bad emerges and the truth is approach. All right, so how is the truth approached? You have Temperance. All right. And the layer of hope, the last layer, how the way we would like the situation to be changes the situation itself, the effort to change things. So how How is our influence There you go. You have the Eight of Pentacles in reverse. Let me put it right here. All right, cool. All right, so as the situation appears to be, let's start with the first layer of gold. Without any obscurities, the situation appears to be, you have the Queen of Pentacles. Queen of Pentacles is an heiress, a professional. So as the situation appears to be, it feels very dignified, professional. It feels like things are in order, things are going the way it should be, things are as they are. So in terms of the situation at hand, in terms of what is being hidden, it doesn't appear to be anything so far. Like, and that makes a lot of sense, which is great. So far it feels like things are in order, like your finances are in order, your material life is in order. It feels like you might be looking towards the past in order for you to continue present decisions. Yeah, you have a good footing. That's what the surface of this whole situation looks like. So let's go a little bit deeper into the second layer. So how things change through attention and reflection, and you have the Four of Swords. So through attention and reflection, things change by having a safe refuge, supervision, retreating, appealing to specialists. So although things may appear to be going as ordered, as planned, like things are happening the way it should be, especially materially, going a little deeper, there is a desire for being able to seek out professional matters. So this is going to be different for a lot of people, but because it is the Queen of Pentacles, this is going to be in regards to material wealth with more monetary values. I'm getting, because tax season is happening right now, you might be in a state where you're looking over your money, you're looking over your finances, you're looking over your material wealth, your investments, and so they may be appearing to be fine, but going a little deeper, after reflecting upon it a little bit more, you might feel as if you want to seek out professional help. So you might want to go to brokers, investors, financial advisors. It feels like with this Four of Swords, there is a need to ask people in the particular field of monetary wealth what the best decision, what course of action you should take. You might be in the state of buying a new house, hence why the Queen of Pentacles is here, and you might be looking at a lot of realtors and financial advisors in order for you to get that mortgage, stuff like that, you know? When it comes to even wealth attainment, same deal, you know? It's just you're looking towards people that you trust, that you know have a good backing, have a good understanding of the particular material, monetary knowledge. Alright, okay, so let's go to the third layer, the bronze layer. So how the mysterious side carrying the delusions and deception is brought to light. And you have the star in reverse. So upright, the star usually means hope of tomorrow, good omens, fatalism, but in reverse it is not exactly the opposite, but it is known to be a blocked aspect of this card. So there are things blocking hope of tomorrow, good omens. You might have a hard time trusting in you might have a hard time, I'm hearing trusting in the market. How you might have a hard time trusting generally the material status of where you are. The mysterious side that's being brought into life, what is hidden right now from you is this interesting, almost fear-like, and I don't like to fear-monger, but I'm just trying to bring to your attention. You might, at the surface, you might feel like okay, that you're okay with your finances, but there might be like something at the back of your head that has a bit of that question of, is this the right decision? Will I be financially secure? Will this give me prosperity? Things like that. So that's mainly what is being hidden from you is the fact that you might subconsciously have this feeling of lack that needs to be addressed. So going back into the second layer of how things can change through attention and reflection, going to financial advisors, going to people who have the knowledge of the material wealth or aspirations that you want at this time will ease this part of you that is a bit more tense, that is a bit more pessimistic about what's going on in regards to your finances. So for example, maybe right now you feel like you're okay at your job. Like you might feel like, oh, everything's fine. This is just a workplace. But in the back of your head, you're like, oh, I don't really want to be here. I don't really want to do this. Like, this is not for me. So you're trying to look for people who will help you in regards to transitioning into a new job, transitioning out of this workplace, transitioning into a lifestyle that you personally want to attain. So let's go into the gold layer again, the final layer. How the essence of things, good and bad, emerges, and how the truth is approached. And you have temperance upright, which is great. Yeah, so you have this desire to change, you have this adaptability, you have this healing of what's going on in regards to this lack mindset. So in regards to how the truth is approached, how you're going to look at literally the question of what is hidden from you, you're going to take it very well. Like, you might be taking this reading very well, which is wonderful. It's just like you have this very, very good notion of being able to pivot, being able to have that self-reflection. You might have already done a lot of healing. You might have already done a lot of dark night of the soul work. You might have gone to the depths of your self-worth and have done a lot of self-care. If anyone in my channel is watching, I do believe that I pull people who have quite interesting modes of healing and who are very healed themselves. So doing this kind of work, doing this reflective work in general, is something that you're not new to. Like, you're very seasoned when it comes to this. So you're just going to be taking this as something that is a part of life, and you're going to have this pivot of being, again, going back to the second layer of how things change through reflection and attention. You're just going to be able to take it in a way where you will go to the right people in order for you to get the proper material attainment that you need at the moment. Again, whether that is going to the bank and asking for financial assistance, being able to speak to your partner about what's going on with the finances, speak to family members, being able to be like, hey, I'm in this position, can you help me out here? You will be able to really have that desire to change, that adaptability, that essence of healing this part of your soul, this aspect of pessimism, of lack of self-worth, like lack of worth itself. It feels like you're really healing that part. So it's something that you might have put into the back burner, but now you are ready to really heal, and you really have the space to heal. So you're taking that time, you're taking advantage of this moment in order for you to, again, pivot. And then the last card is the layer of hope. How the way we would like the situation to be changes the situation itself. The effort to change things. And you have 8 of Pentacles in reverse. Alright, so in terms of the 8 of Pentacles, it feels like, in reverse, it feels like as you change things, it's more of something that won't feel like hard work. Usually 8 of Pentacles in the Rider-Waite-Smith tarot deck is one where someone works hard. In this deck, it is of new ambitions, intellectual or professional growth, upright. But in reverse, it kind of feels like with your desire to change things, it feels like the effort won't be that hard, you know? It feels like again, it feels like you won't have new ambitions. You won't, in regards to that, it's like you won't be putting your money somewhere that's unheard of, you know? Because you have this hope, this desire to change, it feels like you're going to be able to come into this understanding that it shouldn't be so hard. It won't be that much work. It won't be too hard to ask these professionals, because it's not like you're professionally growing. It's more that like you are enabling professional growth from others through you, you know? Like, for example, you go to financial advisor, you're giving them someone, a client to work off of, you know? So it's not that like, it's not like it's like you're receiving the benefits of professional growth from others. That's how it feels like with this Eight of Pentacles in reverse. When you do put in the work, when you do have this hope to change things, it feels like you will be able to receive the benefits of other people's knowledge, of other people's understanding of this material aspect in your life. Yeah, okay. Awesome. So this is what I have for you, my pile ones. I hope it resonated. I hope this helped. I have a lot of fun doing these readings. I love the Visconti-Sforza tarot because of how beautiful the cards look. Yeah, I think it's just a fun reading to do. So that's what's being hidden from you right now. And yeah, I hope, I know, well, if you go off this reading, it really feels like you're just going to be set with what's going on, and you're going to be in a better financial position at the end of this. So yeah. I hope this helps. I hope you have a great rest of your day, night, or evening, and I hope you take care. Love you lots. Bye. Hi pal twos, if you've chosen this Fool's Gold, then this is your reading. Let me put that back there. Okay, so today we're asking the question of what is hidden, and we're gonna do the traditional Visconti-Sforza tarot deck as our deck today. We are also going to go through a couple of questions that I will preface right now and then go deeper as we go through the questions. So the first question we go through is the surface, the gold, as the situation appears to be in your life right now. The second layer is how things change through reflection and attention. The third layer is bronze, which is how the mysterious side carrying delusion and deception is brought to light. And the final layer is gold again, how the essence of things good and bad emerges and the truth is approached. And then we go through the layer of hope in terms of how the way we would like to the situation to be changes the situation itself. So I think that's really interesting in regards to what is being hidden from you. So let me just move that to the side here. And let's begin. All right. So Divine Source, tap me into pile 2 in regards to what is being hidden from today. So let's go through the surface as the situation appears to be in its best surroundings. Let me double check. Alright, so how the situation appears to be in its best surroundings. We have 2 cards. Okay. We will take it, although normally I wouldn't take it, but because they are the 6 and 7 of Pentacles, I think it's interesting. So let's go to the second layer, how things change through attention and reflection. You have the Knight of Swords. Let's go through the third layer of how the mysterious side carrying delusion and deception is brought to light, which is what is hidden basically. And you have the Tower in reverse. You have the final layer, gold, how the essence of things good and bad emergent, and how its truth approach. You have the 5 of chalices in reverse. And then you have the layer of hope, how the way we would like the situation to be changes the situation itself. Oh, and you have 2 again, so that's interesting. So you have the 10 of Wands as well as the Hanged Man. Usually this is put like right here. Okay. You can see my little book here. Again, I referencing the book just because this is something I'm a little bit more new at. I'm a little bit more of a beginner, and as I progress in my tarot journey, especially my Visconti-Sforza tarot, I will lessen my reliance. But as of right now, let's go through the first layer, the surface, the gold. As the situation appears to be in its best surroundings without obstacles. So you have the 6 and 7 of Pentacles. All right, so as of right now, 6 of Pentacles is unscrupulousness, lack of scruples, cynicism. The 7 of Pentacles is charity, medical, or social expenses. So, as the situation appears to be right now, you might feel very cynical, pessimistic towards the expenses you have to make. So, this to me feels like not trusting charities, not trusting relief aid. It kind of feels like I'm in my head. I keep thinking of, or I keep the image of UNRWA, the funding for Palestinian aid right now. That's what's coming up, and the lack of being able to get Palestinians the aid they need because of the blocks that the Israeli government is doing. So that, like, it feels like you might feel very hopeless when it comes to something in regards to something like that. For example, like sending money, because you don't know whether or not that if that money is going to reach the intended person. It could also be like you might be someone who sends money overseas. My family used to do this a lot, where we would send money to our family back home. My ancestry lies in the Philippines, so my mom would send money back home to the Philippines, and you might have a hard time trusting that what they do with the money will go to the necessary expenses that was intended for. It feels kind of like that. It could also feel like in another way of you giving money to someone close to you, and you're not sure if they're going to be able to actually be responsible or dependable with that money. For example, you give $20 to your teenage, like your teenager, right? And other than spending the $20 on groceries, like you ask them, they go and buy like candy or something like that. Like it's something like that on the surface it appears that where your money is going isn't exactly what it's being used for. The intended purpose of what your money should be used for doesn't feel like that's what's happening. Like, yeah. That's what's on the surface. So let's go deeper and go into the second layer, how things change through attention and reflection. And you have the Knight of Swords. So let's look. All right, so through attention and reflection, there will be someone who is more energetic, who's more who's more serious, who's more optimistic about the situation. It feels like they will be able to collaborate with you, help you, give you a sense of peace, a sense of understanding. For example, let's take the UNRWA. You might be hearing news of more countries reinstating it and donating to it, you know? And that might be who the Knight of Swords is, more countries being able to come into that place of aid, of help, of collaboration. If this is your teenager, again, this might be something like, I'm so sorry that like I spent that $20 on candy and stuff. Let me go to my part-time job, make some money, and give that money back to you. Yeah, or if you're sending money overseas, being able to have someone who is there that you trust, that will look over and account for that material attainment. So with a little bit more attention and reflection, it feels like there's going to be another person there to kind of give you this sense of dependability. It's someone who opposes the pessimism, the cynicism that you might have right now in regards to this material endeavor. Alright, so let's go through the third layer, the bronze layer. This is the main question of what is hidden, how the mysterious sides carrying delusion and deception is brought to light. Interesting that I said decision though. So you have the Tower in reverse. And the Tower is about collapse of assurance, discouragement, exile, and imprisonment. So in reverse, we deal with the blockage of that. So which would be something more encouraging, something more assuring, something more hopeful, you know? It feels like what's being hidden is that the Tower won't fall the way you might feel like it will, you know? It feels like you'll still be able to stand on your 2 feet. It still feels like what's being hidden is, oddly enough, your ability to trust in this situation. That's an interesting card reading in regards to, yeah, you might be able to trust in your decisions, because I said decisions earlier. So it feels like even though you might have this like this kind of unwavering, very unsure, like hesitant kind of surface level, of your emotions, when you go deeper, it feels like what's being hidden is that you'll actually feel assured, you'll actually feel fine, things will actually be okay in regards to this material aspect. So yeah, in terms of how the delusion and deception is brought to light, it feels like it's gonna be kind of like, like I said earlier, it's gonna be kind of like in that situation with the teenager being like, oh, let me make it up to you and like earn that $20, whether that be in my part-time job or let me help around the house more, it's gonna be something like that's unexpectedly good that happens. That's what's being hidden from you right now. All right, so let's go through the final layer of gold, which is how the essence of things, good and bad, emerges and how the truth is approached. So how you're gonna approach this aspect of the truth is the 5 of Cups, 5 of Chalices, and reverse, spirit of sacrifice, sense of protection, goodness of heart. So the way you're gonna approach it is still gonna be a little bit like, well, you did this, like you shouldn't have done this in the first place, this shouldn't have happened regardless in the first place. It feels like you'll be in the state of like disappointment. That's all I can feel right now. It still feels like disappointment regardless of what happens. It feels like you'll still have this energy of, oh, well, this shouldn't have happened in the first place. I shouldn't have had to go through this in the first place. I know things turned out fine, but I shouldn't have had to deal with this amount of stress, this amount of worry, anxiety over the situation. And that's so fair, you know what I mean? Like, there's just a little bit of bitterness and resentment in regards to the disappointment you face with this. And you know, that is so fair, because again, when someone does something like that, like when it feels very upsetting, you know, when people pull back on their funding, or you can't trust a certain aspect, that's not a good feeling. It's not like, I'm just gonna I'm gonna forgive and forget. No, you're not gonna forgive and forget. You might like forgive, but you won't forget, you know? You won't ever be like, there's a sense of you not letting it go for a good reason, you know? There's like this sense of lacking trust in what's going on, and that just makes a lot of sense, because it's like time and time again, you were shown that even though things worked out, there was this amount of stress that you had to personally endure for you to get there, and that takes a lot on the body, you know? Stress causes cysts. Stress causes high blood pressure. Stress causes all these different medical and health related conditions that aren't good for the body. So it literally physically takes a toll on you. And so you have a right to feel this way. You have a right to feel disappointment. You have a right to feel bitter. You have a right to feel very upset over this situation, you know? And I think this tarot reading is here for you to be able to process those emotions of, wow, this again? Wow, okay. Like, why do I have to deal with this again? And so, you know, I totally understand how this could hurt. And again, you don't have to forgive. You certainly don't have to forget about the situation. It is just something that you are aware of now, and you will still have in your minds when you go make decisions about these things, these material things, these like in regards to like if you're loaning out money, you'll be a little bit more hesitant on that, you know? You won't trust this person with this money as much, you know? Like, all right. So we're gonna do the last layer, the layer of hope. How the way we would like the situation to be changes the situation itself. So you have the Hanged Man in upright, as well as the 10 of Wands. Yeah. 10 of Wands, continuous commitment, excessive fatigue, dissatisfaction, combined with the Hangman, sense of obligation, idleness, fatigue, illness. Like, just like I was saying, like, you know, there are literally two cards of being fatigued, of being tired, of not, you know, like, it's interesting, this layer of hope in terms of the way you would like the situation to be changes the situation itself. It feels like in your effort to change things, so like it's just kind of, it's not really like you're putting an effort to change things. It's more like you are just kind of fed up. Like I was saying earlier with this 5 of Cups, you're just kind of fed up. You're just tired of this. You're tired of the bullshit. You're tired of having to put your trust and faith in something that's not dependable, you know? And you have all that right to be, you know, like. And it just kind of feels like you're in this state of being like the hangman. You're just kind of stuck. And the 10 of Wands in the Rider-Waite-Smith tarot deck is one where you see someone like with their back hunched, carrying all these wands. It's just one where you just feel very like this is so much work. Excuse me. And that's how it feels. It feels like even with your hope in this, it just feels like there's this sense of tiredness, of stress, of having that weight upon your shoulders, of that worry and anxiety that the other person or other countries, nations, they don't feel like that burden, you know? It feels like you're just taking the weight of the world on your shoulders, and it's not a good feeling. Yeah. So this is the reading that I have for you today in regards to what is being hidden. My deepest apologies to what you're going through. This fucking sucks, and I usually like doing very positive readings, but you know, I also very much am here to serve the collective and tell you the truth of what's going on in the matter. So I really do hope you take care of yourself at this time. Do your self-care practices. I have a whole video on like what your soul wants your physical body to do, if that will help. You know, there's also a lot of other different readings out there that you can probably look at in regards to kind of being in this state of self-soothing, self-healing, because yeah, what you were just put under is not okay. And there's this feeling like you can't change the situation itself, but at least you can kind of change how you take care of yourself in it. And I think that's what I'm going to leave the message on, because I think you know that you have the power. Although you don't have the power in this situation in regards to other people's choices and decisions, you do have the choice and decisions and the way you react to it and how you take care of your body. Because I think your body really wants you to take care of itself right now because of how much stress this was for you. So yeah, I really do hope you have a good day. I hope you take care of yourself, and I'm sending you so much love, so much patience, kindness, and self-care, self-soothing your way. Love you lots, my pile 2s. Take care. Bye. And my pile 3s, if you've chosen this Caribbean calcite, and this is a reading. So we're doing a pick a card reading on what is hidden right now, and we're using the Visconti-Sforza tarot in the traditional way that it's meant to be used. And so I am referencing the book because I am a beginner in regards to this reading. So there are 5 different layers of questions that we're going to be going through. We're going to be going through gold, silver, bronze, back to gold, and then a layer of hope, and I will get into it as we go through the questions. So for a brief preface of the reading, we're going to start with the question of, as the situation appears to be, this is the surface layer of gold. So the best surroundings, no obstacles, how the situation looks like. And then we're going to go deeper into how things change once you have the attention and reflection. That's the silver layer. And then we're going to go through the 3rd layer of bronze, how the mysterious side carrying delusion and deception is brought to light, which is the main question of what is hidden. And then we'll do the final layer of gold again, which is how the essence of things, good and bad, emergence, and how the truth is approached. So basically how you react to everything and how it changes things. And then we'll do the final layer of hope, which is how the way we would like the situation to be changes the situation itself, the effort to change things, which is kind of like a continuation of the 4th layer. So let's start with the first question of the surface. how does the situation appear to be from my thank you? You have the Knave of Chalices to begin with. All right. And now let's do how things change through tension and reflection. How do things... All right, thank you. You have the Eight of Wands. Oh, sorry. The Eight of Swords. Sorry, the Wands and Swords and the Stuck look very similar, so apologies. All right, we're gonna do the third layer of what is being hidden, which is the Six of Wands. You see how similar they look. And then we're gonna do the layer of how the essence of things emerges and how the truth is approached. How the essence of things emerges and how the truth is approached. Thank you. All right, it should be upright. So we have the Star upright. Okay. And then we're gonna do the layer of hope, how the way we would like the situation to be changes the situation itself. All right, so okay, thank you. You have the Five of Wands. All right. So let's begin. So at the surface, what's going on is you have the Knave of Chalices, which is a young man or woman, confident, an artist or lover. So it feels like at the surface of this, you might have a suitor in your midst who is offering you their cup. You know, this because they're turned to they're looking towards the past, which makes me feel like this might be someone who you've already dealt with, someone who's already been in your life, someone, you know, an ex-friend, ex-lover, someone who's just trying to kind of like come back into your life. That's how it feels. And so that's how the situation appears to be, and they're doing it in a way that's very confident, you know, like, and this person is a past lover, whether that be platonically, whether that be romantically, but this is someone who has more of an artistic flair, someone who is a bit more self-assured, someone who has come in from the past. All right. So the second layer of how things change through attention and reflection, and you have the Eight of Swords in reverse. All right, so whenever we have a card in reversed, if you look at the 78 Degrees of Wisdom book by Rachel Pollack, I believe, she states that most cards are in a blocked position if they're in the reverse. And if you're in the blocked position when it comes to the Eight of Swords, because the Eight of Swords normally means defense, preparation for disagreement, signs of danger. It feels like if that's blocked, it just means that you are open, you find this a bit more like you're like you would be talking to them still. Things would be civil. You won't like you don't feel like there's something bad about the situation. You're a little bit more hopeful. You're a little bit more excited. It's something that you're like actually wanting to happen. So as you go a little bit deeper and you reflect upon this person coming back into your life, it feels like you're someone who enjoys it. You kind of enjoy the fact that they're back into your life. You've kind of missed them to some degree. You wanted them back, you know, like And that's so fair, you know? Have you ever like there's so many situations where like there's this instance of wanting this other person back because at one point in your life there was someone who was very important to you, very loved, very valued. And so having them back in your life is something that's kind of nice, you know? But let's go deeper. Let's go into the main question of what is hidden from you. And that is the bronze layer, how the mysterious side carrying delusion and deception is brought to light, and you have the 6 of Wands. So obstacles, risk of loss, shaky balance. So it feels like what's being hidden from you right now is this state of things going wrong, you know, like this might not be an even relationship. This might be as reciprocal as you were hoping for. This feels kind of like, and this is not something I like to deliver in regards to messages, but it is something that is more of, it's a bit risky for you to come back into a relationship of this person. So it feels like, you know, it kind of feels like there's this YouTuber I watch. Her name is Haley Comet. She's fantastic astrologer. If you ever want to check her out, she's amazing. But she goes through these things called Magic Mondays, and she gives you like a description of how your astrological chart is going to go, and she does it in a way that's very grounded. And in her example, it's one where like you have like this lover, you have this past lover, like this was your high school sweetheart who comes back into your life because you bump into them at a grocery store. And like it's being able to enjoy the fact that you saw them again, but recognizing why you both separated in the first place. And I think that's what the 6 of Wands is really wanting to highlight, is the fact that it's okay for you to enjoy the moments of them in your life right now. That's totally fine, you know? And if this is not physically, this could be energetically. This could be like you're listening to past music that reminds you of your ex. You're going through past photos, past memories of the times where you and your ex were in a more happy state. But there's a part of you that needs to recognize, the part of you that's hidden right now is the part of you that needs to recognize the fact that you both separated for a reason. There's a reason why you both didn't end up together in the first place, you know? Whether that be because the relationship was more one-sided with this 6 of Wands, because it was more risky, because there was a lot of obstacles in the way, whether that be arguments that would happen between the two of you, or even things like long distance, or things like wanting different things in your life, you know? Different aspiration, different goals, different morals, like different values. There's a lot of different things that caused both of you to separate in the first place. And it's just something that wants to be highlighted right now. That is something that's hidden from you, but it is something that wants to come up into the surface, if you're watching this video especially, for you to recognize that you two were in a good match. And it's okay to be like happy to see them again, you know? It is okay to enjoy listening to those songs again. It is just, don't get too caught up in the moment, you know? Just recognize and remember that, you know, like it was there, but the moment is fleeting. And it's okay to enjoy the past and the memories of the past, but you are in the present, and sometimes you can't take them forward with you into the future. All right. So, the next question, we go into the final layer, gold, of how the essence of things, good and bad, emerges, and how the truth is approached. So the way you're going to be approaching this is a bit more hopeful, which is great. The star is always a great card. It is hope of tomorrow, good omens, fatalism. And so you will be approaching this in a way that's like, you're going to recognize, like, which is great for me, because on my behalf it feels like you will take this message a lot more soundly. You'll take this a lot better than most people, to be honest. You know, like, my collective is awesome. The people who come to my video, you are like very awesome, very amazing, very reflective, very compassionate, and very self-aware. And so I feel like you are someone who will take these messages in, and you'll still enjoy the memories, you'll still enjoy the time that you had with your ex, but you will recognize that it is just a sign for you, a reminder of who you were coming back. It's not the person itself, it's really how this person made you feel, who this person was to you, in regards to how you condone yourself with this person. Like, you might have been someone who was a little bit more responsible or a little bit more carefree. Like, it depends, again, it depends on your situation. But there's an aspect of you that came out whenever you were with this person. And if you look at these two people, like, these two people are, like, their focus is two different places, you know? This person is focused on the past, this person's focused on the future. And I think that's what you're going to be doing. By getting and hearing this message, it feels like you're someone who's going to take it in, recognize that it's totally okay for you to go back into the situation of enjoying yourself and enjoying the moments you had with your ex, but recognizing that there's a future you that is waiting for you. There's a future you that's wanting you to be there. There's a future you that wants you to take care of yourself. And so, like, take in who you were with this person, but you don't have to take this person, you know? And that's something that you'll recognize, and that's something that you'll, like, really take to heart. It's something you'll take well, you know? Like, these messages feel like you'll be someone who will have hope for tomorrow in regards to, yeah, like, we didn't work out, but it was for this reason, and I still love them, and I still think they're great, but, like, I still loved who I was in that time, but I still have my future to look after. I still have to remember why we didn't work out. And it's not like there's gonna be, like, hate there. It just feels like you're, like, letting go of it in a very, like, amicable way. A very nice way. You know, there doesn't feel like there's any bitterness towards it. It's just gonna be like you're looking at this situation in fondness and happy memories, but you're recognizing that the past is the past. Alright, so we'll do the layer of hope. So how the way we would like the situation to be changes the situation itself, the effort to change things. And you have the 5 of Wands. And the 5 of Wands is tough competition, enormous effort, uncertain victory. Yeah. So it feels like if you were completely there's two situations I have. If it feels like if you just kind of ignored you ignored the 6 of Wands, you ignored the fact that there were things that happened in your past that weren't really balanced. It feels like you would go and you would go and have this uneasy time with this person. This like, it won't, you know, it just, if you continue to entertain this, it feels like it wouldn't be certain if you guys would get back together or not, you know? There wouldn't be like this, it wouldn't feel like there's closure, you know? But for most of you, that's for a little, it's only for a few of you. For the majority of you, I know that you will take in the messages of the Six of Wands, and you'll recognize and reflect upon that hidden aspect. That's the literal reason why you're on this video. So I know you'll do that in regards to really taking in those messages, and you'll be able to recognize that you'll be able to recognize that even if you did try to go back to this person, like, it wouldn't be fruitful again, you know? It won't, like, it's the same message really. It just depends on where you are on the spectrum of like how you feel about this person, and like, you know, but it feels like you recognize with this Five of Wands here, it would take so much effort. It would be so hard. There'd be a lot of obstacles. It'd be like, you might even have to be like in competition with other people in their life, you know? It doesn't have to be other lovers. It could be like their friends, their family, their job, you know? It just feels like you want to be the priority in their life, and that's something you recognize with this Five of Wands. Like, again, it feels like you live in a very grounded state, so this layer of hope, you like, it doesn't feel like you'll actually like change the way in which you both know you're supposed to go. It feels like you're really this star in regards to having hope for tomorrow, having hope for your future, having hope for what you need and what you want out of life, and how you can take aspects of yourself from the past and move it forward. But taking this person back would ultimately lead to something that's just, it's not fruitful. It's just a lot of work, a lot of effort, and you don't even know whether or not it would end in something that's that means that you guys would be together, you people would be together, you know? Like, it feels like you recognize that you're better off. You're better off where you are now. You're better off with how you go about life now. You recognize that it just wouldn't work between you two, and putting yourself in a state of, oh, what could have been, oh, they're the person that got away, is just doing you a disservice, you know? It's better to be like, yeah, I enjoy the memories that we had in the past. I really enjoy that this happened in the past, but that's where it's going to stay. Is a very much more healthy place to be in. So yeah. Whew. These are the messages I have for you in regards to what is hidden. Thank you so much for letting me practice and letting me read these cards for you today. Keep being this beautiful star that you are, you know, like, you have a whole future for you, and I'm so happy that you are just someone so grounded, so at peace with your life, and so mature to be able to move on from this past, because I know sometimes it is quite difficult. And if you're at a state where you're having a hard time, just know that it's okay to go through those emotions, and it's okay to really want to be back in the past, but ultimately you have your future to look out for, and that's what the cards are really telling you. So yeah, keep being the star, keep being the beautiful, bright, amazing, grounded person that you are, and I hope you have a rest of your good I hope you have a rest of a good day, night, or evening, and I hope you take care. I love you lots. Sending you so much love. Bye.